Good morning, everyone. I hope this day finds you well, doing okay, and all the rest of that good stuff. But you know what time it is? It is time to rise and shine. Time to get up, time to go to work because you are wasting daylight. Okay? You're wasting daylight. So that's just what it's got to be. So right now it's 7:05 on this Tuesday morning. If anybody really wants to know what time it is, you probably already know. Okay. So time to get up. Let's go to work. Let's get it all together because it's another day that the Lord has made, and it's a day that you're on top of the ground, and the ground's not on top of you. So get out of bed. Let's get some coffee, tea, whatever it is that you drink first thing in the morning, and let's get busy.
We change the world and history right here where we're from. It's new beginning to you and me, cause we're not done. In our city, in our city, in our city, we're not done. I feel like that. In the quiet of the morning.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Hands raised high in
Time to
your delight.
get ready to get up and
Thankful
make a living.
whispers in a
It is Tuesday morning.
gentle breeze.
Just in case anybody has
Grateful
what do you do?
heart with such
I'm Kevin
sweet
Elkins. I don't know where that Elkins name came from. That's
thank you.
I don't even like that last name.
For every breath
That's one I got stuck with.
I take,
So I got to accept it. Eh?
that heals
I think I'll change my last name to something else.
joy you
But right now, there's more important things such as our daily bread, because that's what we do first thing in the morning. It gives us a chance to reflect upon our day before we get started. and to forget all those things of yesterday, because there's nothing you can do about it one way or the other. So it's time to rise and shine, get to our daily bread. And I'm going to give you a little bit more of Ravi Zacharias on the, well, we'll get to that in a little bit. Anyway, so how's everybody doing? Doing pretty good? I hope you are. Yeah, I really hope you are. I hope this day finds you well. Because that's what we need to do. We need to be well. Okay? So hang loose. And our daily bread's coming up next, right after this.
Storms that rage in skies of blue.
Everyone who loves has been born of God and knows God. 1 John 4:7. Welcome to today's encouragement from Our Daily Bread. Our reading is titled Loving the Stranger, and it was written by Patricia Rabin. After a member of my family converted to a different religion, Christian friends urged me to convince her to return to Jesus. I found myself first seeking to love my family member as Christ would, including in public places where some people frowned at her foreign-looking clothes. Others even made rude comments. "Go home," one man yelled at her from his truck, not knowing or apparently caring that she already is home. Moses taught a much kinder way to act toward people whose dress or beliefs feel different. Teaching laws of justice and mercy, Moses instructed the children of Israel in Exodus 23, "Do not oppress a foreigner. You yourselves know how it feels to be foreigners, because you were foreigners in Egypt." The edict expresses God's concern for all strangers, people vulnerable to bias and abuse, and it is repeated in Exodus 22:21 and Leviticus 19:33. Therefore, when I spend time with my family member at a restaurant, in a park, taking a walk together, or sitting and talking with her on my front porch, I seek first to show her the same kindness and respect that I would want to experience. It's one of the best ways to remind her of the sweet love of Jesus, not by shaming her for rejecting him, but by loving her as he loves all of us with amazing grace. Today's Our Daily Bread devotional scripture reading is from Exodus chapter 23, verses 1 through 9. Do not spread false reports. Do not help a guilty person by being a malicious witness. Do not follow the crowd in doing wrong. When you give testimony in a lawsuit, do not pervert justice by siding with the crowd, and do not show favoritism to a poor person in a lawsuit. If you come across your enemy's ox or donkey wandering off, be sure to return it. If you see the donkey of someone who hates you fallen down under its load, do not leave it there. Be sure you help them with it. Do not deny justice to your poor people in their lawsuits. Have nothing to do with a false charge, and do not put an innocent or honest person to death, for I will not acquit the guilty. Do not accept a bribe, for a bribe blinds those who see and twists the words of the innocent. Do not oppress a foreigner. You yourselves know how it feels to be foreigners, because you were foreigners in Egypt. Let's pray together. Lord God, we are so thankful that you demonstrated to us what it truly means to love our neighbor as ourselves. Far too often we are critical and judgmental of others who don't look like us, talk like us, dress like us, or even believe like us. Help us, Lord, to love others with a love that others will want to imitate. Continue to shower us with your grace as we grow to love others more and more every day. Oh, thank you, Lord. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Today's encouragement was provided by Our Daily Bread Ministries. Everyone who loves has been born.
Now, as I told you guys, let me put the light back on. As I told you guys yesterday, our Armed Forces song is being sung by the students at Macmillan International Academy for Humanities, Communication, Technology, and whatever other name they got. 4015 the McGinnis Road in Montgomery, Alabama. Friday we went out there and they did a ceremony to the veterans. Even the Marine guys. We went out there and they went out there and they sung these songs, and I said, wow, why in the world play some choir that I don't know? My granddaughter was out there and they were all singing these things, so I thought I'd get rid of the other ones and let our own young folks here show that we appreciate them. And really, really did a great job. So I'm all for it. So anyway, so who we are, Macmillan's our Armed Forces song being sung by our own right here in Montgomery, Alabama. So let us enjoy the festivities, and then we'll be back. They did a wonderful job. The United States Navy. Somewhere in there's my granddaughter. Oh yeah. What an outstanding job they did out there Friday with the Armed Forces celebration to our armed forces. And a little bit of everybody was out there. I didn't see any merchant Marines out there, but I saw everybody else. I saw some real Marines anyway. They say they were Marines anyway. I don't really know, but I kind of like that guy that always dogs me. You never been in. You never worn a uniform. You just lie, lie, lie. Now, there are a lot of things to lie about, but there are two things a man should never lie about. One is his military service, and the other one, his other service. I'll tell you about that one. We'll get to that one some other day. Anyway, good morning to you. Hope this day finds everybody doing well. Got a couple things to want to get out the way today. I believe today is actually a city council meeting day. They're going to have a city council meeting today and this afternoon. And I still haven't figured out what the hullabaloo is out there. But before we get to anything, we need to take care of this local stuff first before we get to anything else. And one of the issues on the city council today is one with the city council, some members whining out there. Oh man, there's a fire that took place at Southern Cafe. Ooh, that's a place that's good to eat at out there. The Montgomery Fire Department is conducting an investigation after a fire broke out at Simply Southern on yesterday afternoon. Well, we'll get to that later on. But anyway, one of the things on the agenda for the city council today is a rehashing of whether or not to appoint Mr. William Boyd to the housing board, which I would love to be on that board, because I think that's one of the few boards where they actually have a little bit of authority to make policy. Most of the boards in the city of Montgomery don't really have any authority. You get put your name on a piece of paper and say I was here, but it doesn't. It's kind of like it's kind of like a bag with air in it. Not much there. Other than that, again, not much there. You just put your name. But the housing board and the water board, now, to me, those are two of the most important boards that the city can have. Because I didn't even know the sanitation bill had gone up. I can't stop it from going up, but everybody, your water bill has gone up, and you didn't even know. And I don't know who the hell your board representative is on the water board, but they didn't tell anybody. I guess they think everybody's going to sit around and watch TV all day long and get the little news that comes out. And when I say little news, it's a little news. Now, they can't do everything in a half hour, so I'm with you on that. But the water has gone up. Sanitation bill has gone up, and we didn't know anything. Most of us who work every day trying to do something, we didn't know the board. When I kept thinking people were using more water. Well, that's not what it is. They took the bill up. Now, your representative on the water board, on the housing board, on the park and recreation board, and things of that nature should be able to come to you, or at least send you a note or email or something, tell you, hey, it's going up. And that is why the people you put on these boards, some of these boards, most of these boards don't matter, but the water board and the housing board, those are important boards. Okay, when they can reach in your pocket and grab more money out of your pocket, and you don't know it's being done. Yeah, you need people on these boards, and the man that they're trying to put on, William Boyd, is one of those guys that, and I haven't always agreed with William on matter of fact, me and William got the same relationship me and Trump got. You can't be you listen, even a broke clock is right twice a day. But so the board is considering where to put him on. A couple of people last week suspended the rules. I think that just means we're going to put this off to another time. And I believe today is that time. But that's not the big deal. There's something going on in time and space in America, and that I don't quite get anymore. We were a country that I don't know, that like to brag about a place of second chances. And William Boyd had some legal issues 20 years ago or something like that. He's been pardoned. He's been given all of his citizenship rights back, right to vote, everything. But a couple people on the that's why I didn't have a problem with the mayor's putting Mr. What's his guy name on the Department of Economic Development, whatever that is. As long, my only thing is that, can they do the job? Can they do the job? And that's all I care about. I don't care who they're related to. I don't care who they used to know, who they used to, whatever they used. I don't care. I care about, can they get the job done? Okay. Do they have the experience to get the job done? And one thing all of us know, the one thing every last one of us know who live inside a house, we know what a house is supposed to be like. We know it's supposed to be structurally sound. The environment should be safe for kids and grown-up folks alike. It should be a place where that is harmonious. It should be a place that is safe. And that's from a structural standpoint and to an environmental standpoint. So it doesn't take a master's degree or a PhD in home economics to know what a housing area should look like. Okay, it shouldn't. So they making a big deal about this guy had got into something. And listen, they did Boyd the same way they did Trump. Okay, in my mind, it was a political thing, because back 20 some years ago, when I first got here, Boyd was raising hell with everybody. he was raising hell with everybody. But for what he perceived to be unjust treatment to the folks in West Montgomery. And it turned out that it's probably all right. It took them, I've been there 34 years, and we just now getting Fairview Avenue squared away. Okay. So and that took 30 years. So it just seemed that, so since he perceived, he raised hell with everybody. City councilman, whatever, he ran for mayor once, ran for the city council once, I think, since I've been here. And he didn't win, but he made the effort to get into position to make a difference. And most of us won't do that. Now I'm running next year, but I probably won't win anything. But I'm just going to run just to see what it feels like, to have people call your names and lie on you. I want to get the feeling how that feels to be an object target of everybody who don't like you. So I'm going to run for one time, because I think I won't be, unless my brain leaves me in the next year or so. I don't think I'll be that old. Well, I will be old. I'll be by the time you actually take office. Man, I can't believe I'm that old. I'll be 70 years old. I look good for 70 years old, don't I? For 68 years old, but that's okay. Thank to the good Lord that I have my mental faculties and stuff like that for the time being, and I'm going to run for an office just to. So you either do something or do nothing. And most of us, what we do, we talk. Okay, we talk. Me too. I talk too. When I talk, I get things done though. So anyway, but here's the hypocrisy. Here is the hypocrisy of dogging Mr. Boyd, of trying to keep him off the board. Here's the hypocrisy. Most people who want to keep him off the board voted for Trump. So did I. And given the same scenario again, the same people running, I'd vote for the guy again. Do I like everything that he does? No. Are we in lockstep on every bill? No. But the sum of one's contribution or lack thereof should not be centered around one chapter in the book of life. Okay? So we voted for Trump, who had 34 counts, which it was a political. It was a kangaroo count. That's what it was. It was a kangaroo court. But we said 77 million people voted for him. Now, either 77 million people are the dumbest people in America, or we saw through what was going on. We saw through what was going on, and it was a bunch of crap. It was a bunch of crap with Boyd's thing back in the day, and now they're trying to hold it against them. Okay, whatever happened to second chances? If the state said, "We pardon you, Mr. Boyd, you are among our blessed sons now, so go forth and do no more," like the woman at the well, right? Like the woman at the well. God said, "Go forth and sin no more." So, but we voted for all the people in town that woofing that jack, most of them voted for Trump, like me. Now we can't have it both ways, ladies and gentlemen. We can't have it both ways. We either willing to judge people based on their own merit right now, not something happened 20 years ago, or more than 20 years ago, or more. We ought to be able to judge people that do they have the capacity to do the job. Boyd has lived in West Montgomery, and we know the housing in West Montgomery is not the best. I go to people's houses now, and I don't know what they can do about it. But sometimes I see I used to deliver food for what's that, Meals on Wheels, and some of the homes that I went to absolutely depressed me. But I couldn't do much about it. I can't buy somebody a home. But if that board is supposed to look out for the people. Now here's the only thing I do not know. Does that board only handle public housing? Because that's what I don't know. If that's the only thing they're concerned about, well, I guess it's better to be concerned about public housing than no housing at all. So I don't know where their authority comes from. Maybe I'll get Boyd on there and where that authority, what they do. But I do know somebody needs to look out for those people who live in public housing and every other housing if we can. Um, so I appeal to the city council today, um, to let Mr. Boyd on the board. He's contributed to his community. He's done a lot, and again, him and I don't see things politically alike. I mean, he can't stand the fact that I voted for that I voted for Trump, and I ain't running from it. I did it, and I'd do it again. Give me the same scenario. Yeah, I'd do it again. I'd do it again. I don't have a problem with that at all. That's okay. But anyway, so what say you? Do we hold people's lives against them forever? Okay, Sample William. Now, now look here. That's not that's not nice. Come on, man. Uh, well, now Donald calls your name. Yeah, and he does, and that's fine. But I'm used to him. You think so little of yourself. Why you say that, man? Why y'all say that? Okay. So it is public housing. Okay, thank you. It is public housing that they have to, and putting people in public housing. And I hate to use this scenario, but it's kind of like putting people in jail. It used to be that once they put you there, you just there. Survive if you want to. It kind of reminds me of New Jack City. They they had in Chicago because my aunt and them used to live in Chicago on the South Side in Jackson Boulevard, and they used to live in I think it's Caprini Greens or whatever it is. It's like a jungle. It was like a jungle there. It was dangerous. I mean, so we need somebody to look out for these people, and let's not put them out there and forget they're there. Okay, let's not just do that. Okay, we've done that for too long. People who live in public housing have the same rights to be treated like a human being. Okay, it is not dog houses out there where you put the dog in there and you shut the door, you put a chain around his neck, and he's stuck there forever, and all he can do is go around the middle of the yard. No, let's get some. And we need people on that water board. We need people on the housing board. We need people. The Parks and Recreation board's a useless board because we can't do nothing with them. You just go out there and have meetings. You don't really do anything. I was on the cemetery board, but everybody was dead, so nobody complained. Okay, that's not very funny. I'm sorry, my bad. But anyway, Donald Jenkins got me interested in that one. But if I ever go on another board, it's going to be a board that can actually make a difference in people's lives. And the housing board, the only people who's going to make a difference in people's lives on that board are people who've been there, done that, know what it's like. And I don't know if Mr. Boyd ever lived in a housing area, but I do know he is concerned about his community. Okay. Matter of fact, sometimes I think he's a little bit too concerned. When I got here, he was carrying a casket down to City Hall. He was carrying a casket down to the governor's place. As a matter of fact, the governor's it was on what was that? the governor's mansion, not the governor's mansion, but downtown at the governor's place. Him and a whole bunch of people carrying the casket. I'm just glad I wasn't in it. Okay. And Charles, what do you mean by I think so little of myself? I think I'm great. Okay. Question is, who fed the story? That's true. And why? And maybe they didn't want the guy to be on the board, whatever the case may be. But we some of the lionest people in the world. And I notice that every law that we have, do you know every law that we have in this country is taken from the Bible? Just about every law we have, and to say we're not a Christian nation, it's just lying. And now, some of those folks who call themselves Christian, we got a problem with them, and sometimes myself too, because I ain't perfect either. But we do believe in the good book, okay? And the good book does say, "Let us reason together." So we're a bunch of hypocrites, is what we are. We go for the people we like. And the people we don't like, we go all kinds of names and try to look under every crack and crevice to them. Well, we know why they have people. Listen, we know why people in West Montgomery have bars in their doors and windows. Who are they afraid of? And we know that too. And Dr. Joe, listen, listen. There has been a mental what is the word I'm looking for? There's a word that fits this scenario. Brainwashing, especially about young males. There's been a brainwashing that has been so complete, that has been so well organized, until our young folks think that they have no understanding of the trials and tribulations that Black folks went through in this city and across this country years ago, because they didn't have to go through anything. And so they don't understand, when you harm your own folks, when you make your own neighborhoods uncomfortable and dangerous. Yeah, we know who most of the people doing it. We know that. We know that they're. I think the word on the street is, we call them YNs now. Okay, I think I know what that means. We know who's doing it, but here is the all-consuming question: nobody is born to be rotten. Nobody's born to be rotten. You have to learn how to be rotten. Okay. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hey, listen. You see that? You see that, Dr. Joe? So that's a good point. That's a good point. The same reason folks in gated communities, they still have ADT alarm systems. Okay. Okay. Because, yeah, absolutely. What a great point. You slipped that one in on me, Dr. Joe. Because people will harm you. Okay. Here's somebody said, ask him why people in East Montgomery have doorbell cameras, video cameras all around their houses. Well, one of the reasons, because we got folks that's coming to the hood that coming over there robbing their houses. So we're not gonna get there. But my question is, how did we get here? How did a people who fought so hard to make ends meet, to rob from Paul to pay Peter, and then go back to Peter and get his money and pay Paul, who were treated less than human beings right here in Montgomery, Alabama? I understand the environment that this place was, but it's not that way anymore. Okay. Here's somebody from says we have them. We have a silent alarm in your home. They have them just like you. Yeah, sure, everybody does. So yeah, it's not just our communities that have these things, but it does seem that the preponderance of of the elements are in the poor neighborhoods than they are in the better off neighborhoods. It is what it is. And I guess people and a lot of times it's the people from the poorer neighborhoods that are going to the upper neighborhoods to to steal and kill and all those things. The question is, how do we get here and what do we do about it? Now, I heard yesterday somebody said that the mayor said we got 1,000 applications for policemen. Okay, well, that's good. Maybe we're doing something right now. Okay, maybe we're doing something right now. But again, do we give people second chances or not? Okay, Mr. Watkins last week, and I was the same way about him. Listen, did he is he qualified for the job? Did he do all the things? Is he doing all the things that the court said you got to do? Okay, and if he's doing that, I put it to you this way: if the good Lord judged us for our past the same way we judge us for our past, heaven would just be a pipe dream for you because you couldn't make it. I couldn't make it. Nobody can make it. But he doesn't do that. He doesn't do that. At least that's what I have been taught. He gives you second chances. As a matter of fact, sometimes the Bible says how many times you should forgive people. I believe the word said 7 times 70. Okay, but the Catholics will be on Thursday to talk more about this and a couple of other things. So anyway, so every neighborhood in this town potentially can have problems of bad people in it. Bad people come in all shapes and fashions and things of that nature. So I'm just saying we can't be hypocrites. You can't say I'll vote for Trump because we think that they're screwing them over, which I thought they did. And if you really want to know what the issue was 20-something years ago with Mr. Boyd, well, research it. It had some politics attached to it. It had some politics attached to it. It had some culture attached to it. It had a few other things attached to it. They didn't like Boyd too much back in the day. Okay. What is it right? It says they have them just like you have a silent alarm system in your own home. Well, that's true. We know that. Yeah, I got you on that one. Now, who is this right here? The window bars in West, ADT alarms in the East are all for the same people. Wow, that's heavy. That's heavy. And again, I don't know that to be 100% true, but I know there is some truth to it. Good morning,
Mr. Elkins.
Yes, sir.
On your subject, sir, what do you do about these high-tech burglars that they showing on the tube this morning? These big-time celebrities, get robbed while they're away, and a lot of them like to advertise what they got. I've seen idiots on vacation telling people where they are. So you set yourself up for some of this, Mr. Elks.
Well, you just because you're on vacation don't mean you give somebody a right to rob you.
No, you go on. No, you get your butt on social media bragging about where you are. Okay.
Yeah.
And you know that you may be living in a bad spot where potentially burglary may take place.
What you're saying? A man should be prisoner of his own house because people.
No. Not go on social media and let everybody know where the hell you are every move you make.
Well, that's true, but that still doesn't give people the right.
I know that, but there are people that does that for a living. The burglars do that for a living. They waiting on somebody like you, Kevin, to advertise what you got.
Oh, well, they won't be getting much.
That's what they do.
Yeah, that's what they do.
I knew some guys in Montgomery that did that stuff, man. That's what they did for a living. Hey, they rob people's homes and stuff, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes.
Did you call the police on them?
All right. Huh?
Did you call the police on them?
they just talking. These individuals, these young cats were talking back in the day, but
Oh,
I just
now
didn't listen to them.
wait, wait,
I ain't got nothing to do with what they do.
Okay, so
That's between them and God,
see,
what they do.
you became part of the problem.
No.
Yeah,
He
you
didn't tell
did.
me no particular place he robbed. If
What?
he told me that he robbed my neighbor down the street, then I probably would have told on him. But
Listen,
he's just hypothetically speaking
you're
about what
trying
they
to get
do.
out of it. You're trying to get out of it.
No, he's
You took,
hypothetically speaking about what he do for a living.
but you took,
Okay.
then call the police and tell them the guy maybe dangerous. He may be doing something.
Okay, so you want me to get shot? In other words,
Are you scared?
no, I'm not stupid though. I'm not gonna go out here and just sit myself up, make enemies for no reason.
Until they rob your house.
I deal with him when it's time.
Okay. Well, had you dealt with him before he robbed your house, you wouldn't have to deal with him. I'm just saying.
No, he robbed somebody else's house. When he come rob mine, then we handle that.
So it's okay
accordingly.
it's okay to rob your neighbor's house, just not yours.
No, what I'm saying now, he didn't tell me that he robbed my neighbor's house. These guys, they organize. So they organize crime cats.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I hear you.
They pick their spots. Okay. He didn't tell me in a particular spot. It wasn't my business. What the hell he do? I don't care what he do.
Well, I'd have called the police anyway and put his name on the radar.
For what? The police may be helping him. You got some police on the force that waiting on somebody to call in so they can sit your ass up.
Wait. I think we call that Bravo Sierra. Okay.
You call it what you want, but there's some people on the police department that inside the guy with the guys. You know that.
So do you know that for a fact?
Yes.
You do? Well, did you call?
Not in the Montgomery. Back in the day. Now I remember that going on back in the day. I don't know about it in this day and time that does it, but there's some people back in the day that told me that they ain't worried about the police because they got some people working for them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Just back in the day now.
Okay then. All right.
Okay, back in the 90s.
Yeah.
The robbery ain't just started in the 2025, dude.
Uh-huh. Well,
so if you out there, Cam, if you out there bragging, you out of town bragging about all the stuff you got. Like I heard one of those Deion Sanders' son got robbed.
Mm-hmm.
You know how they all like to flash what they got. If somebody robbed him the weekend while he's playing ball.
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
Who got robbed this weekend by playing ball?
One of Deion Sanders' son, the one that
Okay. Well, when you go
around,
and again, I'm kind of like you now. When you walk around talking about the change you got on your neck and the nice things you got, well, somebody once said, how come they? Somebody said, why did he rob the bank? He said, because that's where the money was. So,
and these celebrities, they love to take people to the house and shoot all the nice furniture and jewelry they got, showing, telling you how much they paid for it.
Yeah.
Of course, these thieves gonna talk at your butt. What you talking about, man?
The best alarm is a dog. Nobody ever.
Dude, they no, it ain't. No, it's not. Because they pass the hell out of that dog and shoot him and go on and get what they gonna get.
Yeah, well, maybe so, but that dog.
They feed the dog a little something in the tray, to take him on out.
Well,
dogs love food. They love it.
It'll be better than an alarm. Put dogs in your house are the best alarm you can have.
No, get your boy Elon Musk and make you a robotic dog with a gun on him.
Yeah, that might be right.
That's why in nowadays you can't see no real dog out there, man, with these criminals.
No, I'm right there. Okay, Elon.
I don't want my dog shot. I don't want my dog to protect my house like that. No, they take care of your dog easily.
A robot
Give him a piece
dog.
of steak with some paws in it,
Okay, a robot dog with a gun. I think if Elon Musk can make not a gun, but maybe a taser. Okay, a taser. Maybe, and if Elon Musk could do that, boy, he would be a 2-time trillionaire. Because we so tired of people robbing our houses and stuff like that.
Make the dog make it where it can bark and all that.
Yeah.
And once they get past the barking, they brave enough to come on in the house because the dog barking.
Yeah.
Had a dog with some guns on him.
That's not a bad idea. With AI, artificial.
You need to pan this thing, Kevin. But I'm talking too much, man. It's our money right here, man.
Let me call Elon. Let me call Elon and
man. Let's make this happen, boy.
Okay.
All right, guys.
Let's call Elon Musk and see if we can come up with a dog a dog with a mechanical dog that carries a taser, kind of like Star Trek, because all the alarms do is let you know they've been there. Okay. I mean, I watched a video one time. This guy took exactly 45 seconds in these people's house and got $10,000 worth of stuff in 45 seconds. Wow. So if you're gonna get something to work fast. Okay. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, the numbers here, if you got something to add to this. Anyway, but how do we got on that? We got on that because we talk about housing and Mr. Boyd. So I hope they show a little common sense today and allow the guy to go on a guy who from that neighborhood. And I think we'll let people know the problem with boards in Montgomery. Most of them have no authority, can do nothing. It's a waste of time. Okay, but the housing board, I think, in the water board, you can have some input on people's lives. Okay, you can have, like they took the prices up of sanitation up, and we didn't know anything about it, and it was now I would imagine that somebody at city council meeting it probably had to pass through the city council, but everybody don't have time to sit down there at a boring city council meeting and wait till the end of the meeting so you can say something. Okay, again, Prattville. I don't know if they still do it, but Prattville let the citizens speak first. I mean, I want you to think about this for a second. You pay the city council people, and you are relegated to the least important part of their business because at the end of the day, you get if you're an old person or you got to get home or you're taking public transportation, you can't come down there very often unless you and your boys get a car, whatever that car lot or car pot, whatever it is, a convoy to come down there. But they ought to let people speak first, let the people have their say, and then they continue with the business of the city. Because the business of the city are the people that are in that room. Okay. And that just seemed like to me, and I've been arguing about this forever, but they don't pay me no attention. Which ought to give me ought to make me shut up, but it won't, because you cannot. The people who pay your salary should not be relegated to the least important part of the building. And if you look at the agenda, yeah, you're at the bottom of it. you're at the bottom of the agenda as opposed to being at the top of the agenda, because everybody down there who gets a paycheck from you. Okay. Sometimes they make more money than you make. And, so I don't know. But see, if I make it on the city council, that's one of the first things I'm going to ask people to do. We need to let these people speak first, but give them a strict 3 minutes or 4 minutes, whatever it is. Okay, you can't, I don't want to hear your life story, but come on up there and say what you got to say. Okay. And then let us get that out the way. And then therefore, we can move on to other things. Don't be like Jamel Brown, come down there and lay all on the floor and all that kind of thing. All people do is laugh at you later on. Okay, I'm just saying, come down there with some intellect, with some intelligence, be able to articulate what you're thinking and things of that nature, and then let's get it on. Okay, that's all I'm saying. Okay, I know whoever came with the word YN. Who came up with that? I mean, I really don't even like that word either. Okay, now here's something that we need to talk about. According to the newspaper, Montgomery apartments for rent saw price increases since last October. Now, here's what I'm asking. This question I'm asking. There should only be one reason why apartments go up, complexes go up, is the taxes went up on them. Okay, if the taxes went up on them, I can understand passing that tax along. Because, hey, they live there, you don't, so right on. But can somebody tell me, renters in Montgomery saw apartment listings prices increase 5% from last year's median. The median is $1,200 a month. An analysis of new data from rental marketplace numbers shows typical apartments listed for rent for $1,263 in October. Median listing price, now they're going up to $1,300. I think, are we going to have to make more public housing? Because it is getting to the point now that you really can't afford, if you're on Social Security and you didn't happen to buy a house some years ago that take just as much money as renting something, um, you can't afford an apartment. You just can't. And everybody doesn't want a house. And I'm one of them people who don't care nothing about owning the house. All the house does is make you pay forever. Roof, plumbing, junk in the yard, cutting grass, painting up, forget it. Um, some people like it, and I ain't mad at them. But why are apartment complexes going up? Well, one of the reasons why they're going up because a lot of these apartment complexes are owned by investment groups. Okay, and an investment group doesn't care anything about you living inside, living outside, cold, hot or dry. They don't care. All they looking at is the bottom line: how much profit we can make. I think there ought to be a law against investing in people's homes where people live. Okay, now you can invest with the builders. How many houses they gonna build? That's one thing, but to invest in people's homes and you become a conglomerate and to invest in people's homes, you take the prices of the house up when you feel like you need to make more money. That's terrible. That's terrible. We ought to. I wish the president, somebody would do something about that. I understand now why New York, and it's too late for them. Why New York had price control. And I know people don't like hearing the word price controls because price control, well, that's communism. That's oppression. Well, so be it. So be it. Where are people going to go? Really, where are people going to live if they cannot afford an apartment? Where are they going to go? I mean, seriously, where so all the in Montgomery, they keep taking the rent up. A couple of years ago, this $1,200 apartment was $700. But let COVID come in, and everybody took the opportunities. Price control would work for me, but everybody took the opportunity. Oh, well, how come the rent's going up? Oh, COVID. So you got to pay COVID now. I mean, what's that? What's that mean? Because COVID came. Why does that mean you must take my rent up because we had COVID? You don't have to give the apartment no medicine. You don't have to buy medicine for the apartment. You're not. I could see if you were installing some new units that purified the air in the apartment, maybe a little bit, but you're not doing that. It's the same regular ass apartment that I've been living in for all these years, and for years I was able to pay it. Now we got people living outside or no place to stay because we don't have price controls. Okay, you're right. Price controls stop greed. It does. It does. And somebody ought to put a price control on Alabama Power because Alabama Power they go up when they want to. Do you realize they made $1 billion this year in profit? Just profit off poor folks out here. That's what they're doing. Okay, that's what they're doing. I can understand taking prices up on businesses if in fact those businesses use more power. Okay, and affordability is it. But and I'm all right. I'm all right for the housing because they ripping people off in New York on housing. They're just killing them. Okay, but after a while, won't nobody be living in New York. So then they have to figure who else is going to be called sanctuary city, and the only people going to be there are those looking for sanctuary because people who got any sense won't live there. I mean, they just want to live it. And are we trying to make Montgomery do the same thing? Are we trying to make sure that we only get a certain group of people that live in Montgomery because we take the prices up so high? Okay, what's this? Property taxes have increased due to the city raising their appraisal of my property in the Gump. Listen, the house that I was living in, yeah, they took that up too. And I asked them, give me the scientific formula for raising the price of taxes on our home. There is none. There's no scientific. There's no scientific formula. where they do this. I'm trying to figure out. Then they go by comps, and what a comp is, if a comparable house, okay, sells for $10,000 more than the other house, because the guy who's selling it said, "Listen, I done put all kind of money in this house, all kind of things. I put new plumbing in, I did this, I put a new roof on, did this." And so, if that house happens to sell for $10,000 more than it used to because of the amenities that you, as the owner of that home, did, now here's what they're going to do. They're going to go into the whole community and say, "Hey, the last comp was in this neighborhood was $114,000. So every house in this community, regardless of whether or not you did any amenity, you added any amenities or anything, the value of your taxes go up, okay, because you own a house in the same community, and your house may be falling down. Your house may be falling down, and they don't know, but they don't care if your house is falling down when it comes to taxes. But I'm just saying, they're just the apartment things are the same way. I'm just thinking, we do need. I don't care. I'll be a Democrat for a day, because we need rent controls. We need rent controls, because nothing stays the same. Every time we raise property taxes, the guy who owns your apartment, and I don't blame, right, the apartment people. And listen, I can't blame them. They're not living in that apartment. You are, but somewhere along the line, people got to realize, just because you keep raising the price don't mean I can afford it. Okay, especially older citizens, people who are living paycheck to paycheck, one Social Security check from another Social Security check. And since I happen to be in that group, since I happen to be in that group these days, getting older, I'm looking out for all of us. This doesn't make sense to me. Okay, why would you take my rent up? Again, some of these apartments are now $1,300. A couple of years ago, before COVID, were around $700 to $800, which was still high back then. So what have you done to these apartments to make them worth $1,300? It's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, $500 more a month. That's for each apartment. That's just not one apartment. That's for each apartment. So I don't know. I think we do need a good morning from the island. What island is that? Good morning, Mr. Boyd. We're looking out for you, bro. We're looking out for you while we're back here, while you're out there having a good time. Anyway, so I don't blame apartment owners for passing the tax on, because they don't live there. They don't live there. I don't problem with that. But why they keep taking it up, that's my problem. Good morning.
Good morning.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, I'm going to be watching the vote for tonight for the housing board, because I don't think anyone has done more for housing than Orlando Mitchell and the people in housing all over Montgomery. Of his advocating for the renter in these dilapidated apartments. I think he's done more than anyone. And if he expects a person to be on the board looking out for the interests of people, I don't think that should have been questioned, because I haven't seen where their nomination's been questioned to a point, except for one nomination. And that had to do with their museum thing, whatever they had an argument about that. Getting someone on that board. But Orlando has given his dues to the people of all the districts.
Yeah, he has more, right, and he has more apartment complexes, I think, in District 6 than anybody does.
But the point is, it also found its way over here to East Montgomery for people to get their things in check, because they're renovating an apartment that I have seen out here for a long time, did some renovation. So it just didn't stop in West Montgomery. It floated its way over here to East Montgomery, because they knew they were going to be next for the amount they were charging for rent, and not renovating their apartment complexes. So it worked out for entire Montgomery. His advocating for West Montgomery and his district, and it's floated over here into Miss Beard's district. And I want to see how the vote gonna go tonight. And then we'll look at other nominations when they come up about people's really interest of the people now. I'm talking about looking out for the people who vote.
Exactly. And
That's what I'm talking about.
And we
And
should
the
have
people
known.
who vote need to be watching tonight.
Yeah.
And see how they vote.
Yeah. I mean, we should have known that the water bill and the sanitation bill was going up. I didn't know anything about it.
How you almost made me use a Bible study word that's not in the Bible. How did you not know what my sister and I, that's all we talked about, the water board, water bill, Alabama Power, and your lady that's gone somewhere else and got a better job.
Who's that? Oh.
Alabama Power person. You don't know her name, Twinkle Little Star?
No, she's the Public Service Commission.
I still say she worked for the Alabama board.
Well, she kind of did.
Alabama Power Board. I don't care what you say.
She kind of seemed like she did.
She worked for Alabama Power.
Yeah. Well,
now,
not technically.
If she didn't, she would have moved for the people.
Okay.
When she'll let your bill go up that many times, if she really was looking out for Kevin's interest or anybody else's interest?
Yeah, well, I think Twinkle Cavanaugh did a bad job. I like her personally, but I think her ability or willingness to confront Alabama Power and all these raises, one of the most profitable utility companies in America, and a couple of years ago they took our bill up 3 times in 1 year.
Hey, listen. It's a monopoly. I don't care what you say about the other place. The other place buy their power from Alabama Power too.
Mm-hmm.
When you have a monopoly like Alabama Power, Blue Cross Blue Shield, and we just not getting other insurance in this state. All those people who are monopolists, they can do what they want to do to people in the state of Alabama. And our governor not gonna say nothing. Our legislature not gonna say anything. And our representatives are not gonna say anything. And our city leaders, some will speak up, and Oronde is one of them.
And that's why we need somebody on the board who will speak up. We just need somebody on the board to speak up.
And that's the problem. One thing about Mr. Boyd, he's gonna do the job that he's been tasked to do.
Yeah.
And it may not be the way you like for him.
Right.
I tell them that's the reason I would never run for office, because I have a way about me that I just have to put you in your place and tell the truth.
Yeah.
On you and everybody else.
Well, it is. I appreciate it, and I appreciate you. And again, now Donald's out there, of course. Oh, Donald says we live in a city where the best person for the housing board is a pimp and a bigot. Not much to choose from in the Black community. Well, listen, you're entitled to your opinion. I don't think that he's ever been accused of anything like that. But yeah, you're entitled to. Well, listen, we just figured out, Don, that you just don't like people, and I understand. You have a certain sense. I mean, you probably got a dog out in the backyard. Y'all probably get along fine. I don't see you getting along with regular people. I just don't see it. You have issues. But maybe those issues are emotional. I don't know. Good morning.
Good morning, Sergeant Elkins.
Good morning.
So a person that has been pardoned, that didn't make the headlines, did it?
No.
I mean, the headline was, would you say, sensationalism?
I'd say that, for lack of a better word.
Yeah. A convicted, didn't say a pardoned person,
right.
had been appointed. Now, Mr. Boyd was appointed. He was nominated 2 weeks ago, but they did not suspend the rules where he can get a vote. Why wasn't this mentioned 2 weeks ago?
Well, somebody must got a bug in their ear, and something happened because they knew about it.
Something happened.
Yeah.
And that's my question. Councilman Cook ran for like 4 terms as city councilman, and nobody ever knew until he ran for mayor of some of the things that was in his past when he was a state trooper. The same people now, this man has served on the city council for like 4 terms. Is that correct? Councilman Cook?
Mm-hmm.
And when he ran for mayor, we heard things about Mr. Cook we had never heard before. So it seems like when people aspire to do something that could be impactful, that's when we start the smear campaign. Is that an accurate statement?
I think it's an accurate statement, because other than that, most people don't even know what the housing board does.
Mm-hmm.
But now,
yeah, I've served on the housing board for the housing authority for almost 10 years. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to tell you, the amount of time that you freely give to this community to be a voice for people that are in public housing, you're not paid for that. Mm-hmm. So when somebody wants to serve, because you don't have a lot of people in this community willing to serve, Kevin.
No, you don't. We're willing to talk.
Willing to talk. Yeah. And so that I serve on boards that I'm passionate about, because my time is valuable. I could be with my family, I could be doing my business, but if I serve, it's because I have a passion. I came out of public housing, 16 years in Gibbs Village. So when I was asked, would I be willing to serve to be a voice for those residents? Because to be honest, Kevin, is that those people oftentimes can't speak for themselves. Right. In public housing. Right. And not only in public housing, those people also have vouchers, some of them for Section 8, which means those people are renting to landlords sometimes that can take advantage of them because of their financial situation. So you have to be an advocate for the least of these. I think Mr. Boyd would be an advocate for the least of these. I think he would be an excellent appointment to the Housing Authority Board.
Yeah, I do too. I mean, he is not afraid to speak about what he thinks. And again, we get personality and our personal choices mixed up with efficiency. And we just need a voice. They just need a voice.
So when somebody that's a keyboard warrior besmirch somebody saying that they are a pimp and a bigot, that's just amazing to me. That somebody wants to freely give of themselves. Now, he was pardoned. We don't say that.
Right.
We don't say that. So the other thing I wanted to mention is I serve also as the chairman of the Board of Equalization for the County of Montgomery. So when you start talking about property taxes, I have firsthand knowledge of it because I chair that Board of Equalization. Mm-hmm. So when you say it, and I just want to make sure it's accurate, that somebody on your street makes improvements in their property, and now that one property impacts all the values in that street, that's not correct.
Okay.
That's not correct.
Okay.
And I just want to, because the same thing is not true if somebody on your street houses foreclosed and somebody comes in and buy that property at a steal because it may have been valued at $100,000. But now somebody bought it at an auction for $25,000. Does that devalue your property to $25,000?
No, but I did ask, and I asked who's a young man.
Good morning.
I asked the guy who used to be in the county for a while. Great guy, was on the school board. What was his name? I asked him, what is
Tommy Miller. Tommy Miller.
I said, what is the formula that is used to determine?
It is comps, but they throw out the worst and they throw out the highest and the lowest. So it is comp, but I just wanted to use, so it is comps in your neighborhood, but that one property doesn't impact all your property is what I'm saying. Just like the one that sells in a foreclosure doesn't drag down everybody else. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
Now, and that's all, but we do utilize comps in the neighborhood. Now, this is also, you can appeal that. And that's what I serve as the chairman of the Board of Equalization, where you get that property tax notice and you say they got my house at $280,000. Mm-hmm. There's no way my house is valued at $280,000. I only paid $125 for it. And my neighbor house has been up for sale for 18 months, and he's been asking $180 and can't get $180, and they're saying my house is $250,000. You can appeal that to the Board of Equalization. You come before a 3-person committee, and you bring whatever your evidence is. And now we listen to that, and we have overruled the county and says Mr. Elkins has evidence, and we can devalue or lower the value of your property. And we do that also. You can do that on car tags, because your car tags has property value on it. And we've had people that come down with Teslas or people that come down with recreational vehicles that the county has it appraised more than they think it should be. So there is an appeal process for that, Kevin.
Okay. Of course, they don't have to change it, I guess, though, do they?
Well, we listen to your evidence. If you just say, I feel like my house is not valued at that, well, that's a feeling. And you have a feeling all the time. But you got to have some evidence to be able to support your feeling.
Mm-hmm. And where does that evidence must come from?
Well, you could have, some people pay for appraisals. They have, you can pay $450 for somebody to come out and do a professional appraisal of your property. Or you could have data from the Realtors Association that says, these are what houses are selling for in my zip code or in my neighborhood. So you can have empirical data to support your case. You just can't come down and not say, I feel my house is overvalued. That could be from gas. So you got to have more than a feeling. If you got documentation, and we have overruled the county appraisals.
Okay. Well, that's good to know. That's good to know. Okay. Appreciate it.
Well, thanks for taking the call, my friend. But I think Mr. Boyle would be an excellent member of the Housing Authority.
And what you just shared with us about the appraisals and about all that stuff, you see, those are the things that we don't know as citizens. We know we get the bill, we got to pay for it, but you just told us that and I hear it. Yeah, look at the comps. Yeah, but there's more than one way to skin a cat, and look and go down to a real estate agency, I guess, and see what they got or something, and find out exactly what houses are the average medium.
Comps in your neighborhood.
Right, in your neighborhood. Yeah, that's absolutely true, and those are the things that we need people on board for, which we rarely get access to people in those positions.
Yeah, and we will listen and sometimes rule in your favor. So, but you there is an appeal process for appraisals in the county.
Okay, the optimum.
Thank you, sir.
The optimum is rarely, but okay. But we can try.
Yeah,
we won't know unless
because they're good at what they do. Clay Hensley is the chief appraisals for the county of Montgomery. His team is really good, and they try to get it right.
Okay. All right.
Thank you, sir.
Appreciate it. Telling him, man, I serve on a board with him. As a matter of fact, with Hope Inspired Ministries, where they go around, they try to help people get a second chance, and so Willie's on a lot of boards. But now I just need to have him come on and talk about boards. Anyway, good morning. Willie gave us Whitewater, $100 million. I'm still good with Whitewater. I'm still good with Whitewater, no matter what you say. I'm tired of people coming to Montgomery just to see what happened in the past. Whitewater represents a future. Whitewater represents a future. It gives us something to focus on, except the bad past of Montgomery, Alabama. And even in that bad, there were some people doing good who sacrificed their life and limb and liberty also to help. Anyway, we live in a country that allows a racist to live in Montgomery, Alabama. Okay, well, I guess we do. So I guess we got all kinds. Move around, but and how we got on that conversation this morning was apartment complexes keep going up. Everybody keeps taking up, and the question is, where are the poor people like me, old people like me? Ain't that old yet, but I'm getting there. But where do older people have a place to stay? If we think we got a homeless problem now, you wait until everybody decides to go up. I mean, outside will be the norm if we don't do something about. And I'm all for rent control. I'm sorry. I mean, in certain neighborhoods, I think there'll be certain neighborhoods where we have rent control. Well, we know where the poor people stay in Montgomery. Okay, we know which part of town, which zip codes have the lesser incomes. I think the lesser incomes in Montgomery are 36116 3611. I think it's near downtown. District 3, I think, has the lowest per capita income. Believe it or not, we got downtown that's in District 3. but it's the lowest per capita income than any other place in Montgomery. Okay, that's Marcy Johnson's. I'm not blaming her for that. Marcy Johnson's district, and it seems to me that because we're near downtown, people think we got whole lots of money. But then we got Lower Wetumpka Road, we got a graveyard over there. They're not paying taxes on Lower Wetumpka Road, but that's it. But hey, I'm not getting on them. I mean, they can't pay taxes, but I'm just saying, we got to do something. We have to do something about the outrageousness of rent in this city, or else we're going to be a mini New York, and nobody's going to be able to live in a decent neighborhood. We're going to have shanty houses come back, houses where you open the front door, you can see out the back door. I mean, man, I mean, it's just kind of disturbing. And we don't listen. Who wants them? My son keeps asking me, "Hey, Dad, yeah, come live with me." I don't think so, because he wants my check. he wants my, he wants my check. He think I'm gonna get so old that the check will keep coming to the house, and he'll just get it before I get it and spend it. Come on, man. Parents don't want to live with their kids. Okay, we raise the kids. Let them do their own thing. We don't want to. We don't want to do that. I like living. Without the kids. I'm good. But and if the truth be told, I don't know how many kids want their parents to live with them. Okay, we put up with them for 18 years. They put up with us for 18 years or 19 years. Some, although I've seen people stay at home till they're 40-something years old. I think that's outrageous. But hey, you do you, I do me. But we don't want to stay with that. How many parents out there want to stay? How many parents out there want to stay with their kids? Seriously. Yarir Mohammed. Good morning, Mr. Mohammed. But who? Hey, Mike, Mr. Mike Prescott, how you doing? Who wants to live with their kids? Is there anybody out there that wants to live with their kids when they get up? Anybody? Yeah, you're right. Not me either. No. Because they be taking my money, tell me what I can eat, what I can't eat, tell me what time I got to come home and all that stuff. No, we don't want to do that. Now, what is crony capitalism? Well, what is crony capitalism? I don't really know what that means anyway. I really don't know it. When that word is used, it's that fake capitalism. I mean, what does that mean, Greg? I don't even know what that means. I heard the word many times, but don't know what it means. I mean, I have no idea what the concept is of crony capitalism. Unless you say people take up prices and then blame it on external rationale why they raise prices. Is that crony capitalism? You would think that would be it. My mom lived with me for the last 15 years of her life. What if they're sick? I understand that. If they're sick, and you live in a good neighborhood. I mean, your house so big till you can get lost in it. I mean, come on, man. Poor folks don't have houses like that. We live in one room. My children have homes in Hampstead. Amazing, whatever you want to say. You can do when you work. Oh, amazing what you can do when you work. That's true. But we're talking about what if you don't want to stay with your children? You ought to be able to afford something. Now, I do like one thing. Montgomery, they built a place out in Montgomery. I saw the mayor there a couple of weeks ago. A place where older people can live. Okay. Now, just tell me they got some elevators, so I ain't got to walk up all them steps when I move in, and I'm with you. But I don't feel like going through all this. Take this up the step, 14 flights of stairs. Now, let me know. Okay, but she lived in the hood. I would not allow this to continue. I understand. Again, if that's what you want to do, that's fine. And if the parents don't mind, but I don't think parents raise their kids to go and live with them. Now, but I don't know though. If rent keep going up the way it is, I think what's going to be happening in America real soon because of high prices. We're going to live in communes, family communes. Where everybody, we all get together, buy a piece of land, and we all build our own house on that land. Or we build a hotel and we call it a house, and everybody gets their own room, their own hotel room with their water, with their whatever. And so everybody, that seems to me the only way to make it. It has to be a shared experience. We live in communes. We live places where the whole family lives. Unless y'all really don't like each other, which some like the Hatfields and McCoys, then I can understand not wanting to live next to your brother, your sister, something like that. But I think tough times is going to require us to manage our expectations a little differently than we used to. But I think that's a good deal, man. You and the whole family. Hey, Elkinsville, right up the street up there, Elkinsville. Yeah, that's where y'all gonna live. All the Elkins gonna live right there. Don't have to worry about paying. I think that's good. Elkinsville. We're gonna. Okay, I'll change it's called Public House. That's not necessarily true. I think my home and vehicles are paid for, aren't yours, brother? You never paid for it. Just say you kind of own it. As long as you got to put gas in it, as long as you got to pay taxes on it, it ain't paid for. Okay, it ain't totally yours. Stop paying taxes on it. Take the tags off the car, put it in the backyard, and then you'll find out that you really don't own anything. Okay, I ain't mad at it. As a matter of fact, I've been thinking about getting one of them. They got one of them bikes now. I got a bike with a motor on it now. I'm thinking about getting one of those. Now, only problem I have is what I do when it rains. When it rains or it gets cold and the wind starts blowing. I had to figure that out later on. But I like those bikes. Okay, he must live in a poor neighborhood. Is that the reason why he is so angry? Yeah, I think he does. I don't know where he lives, but he must have some bad experiences with the brothers over there or something. I don't know, but that's okay. We're good. Anyway, so we were talking about the rent. Should Montgomery employ rent control? I think they should. I mean, we should do what Chicago. I mean, what New York does. I mean, it makes no sense for older people have to worry about living outside, and they shouldn't have to live with their kids unless they want to. Okay, they shouldn't have to do that to survive. They worked their whole lives. They made this city what it is. They made this place what it is by their own sacrifice. And doggone it, they shouldn't have to live in the back room of their kid's house because they can't afford, even though they got a small income, they can't afford a place to stay. I'm sorry. Stop allowing conglomerates to buy apartment complexes, because then it becomes a source of investment, and they'll take the prices up, and then you'll still be outside. So I'm through with that. So anyway, renters in Montgomery saw apartment listing prices increase 5% from last year median of $1,200 a month. Now it's $1,263. Medium listing prices for Montgomery are trending slightly downward with last month's $1,300 price. The data covers all bedroom sizes, ranging from studios to 4-bedroom units within the specified metropolitan area. It reflects the month, according to Russell Middleton, co-founder of Zumper. New construction is included in the daily listing that are currently occupied or no longer available or excluded. So we got a problem. He said out of 564 rental listings in Montgomery, 2 are subsidized. When those are excluded, the overall median rent listed in apartments is $1,270. 1-bedroom apartments listed rent for a median of $825, 6% lower than in September when they were $875. Okay, 1-bedroom rental dropped 16%. 1 bedroom, $982. 2-bedroom apartments they got a central price of $1,023. Okay, statewide, Alabama rental listings prices are on the decline. So what they say. So is my income. September's median was $1,450. At $1,400, 1-bedroom rentals were listed. I'm just who can pay for them? They are still paying people $8 an hour here. Maybe you're lucky if you can get $10 an hour. You're doing pretty good. If you can get $10, you're doing pretty good. I mean, I looked for a job a couple days ago, and they wanted to pay me. They wanted to pay me $8. $8. What am I doing? $8, and that's only $8 before taxes. Once you take taxes out of that, 8 goes down to $6.50. I mean, come on, man. How can I live on that? In Montgomery, a typical apartment listed for rent is 10% below the state median, and it's still high. Nationwide, apartment rental listings prices are essentially unchanged from last month, $1,900. Wow, man. I don't know. I can understand now why people are squatting. You know, they're just gonna find a house and move the hell in. they can't afford it to pay for it, so we're just gonna move in. It'll take them at least 90 days to get us out. Okay, 90 days to get us out of this apartment. But yeah, we're just gonna squat right here. We're just gonna open the door, move in, and I can understand it now. Okay. Oh, what Don said, Camilla, it's not where you live. I had higher standards than you. You got burglar bars on your house, Camilla. How you know what she got on her house? Come on, man. You don't know that. Now, let's talk about something else. The other day, everybody always taking Trump out of context. The other day, Laura Ingraham, he was doing an interview with Laura Ingraham. And if I can find it, I'll play it for you, about jobs. And they kept saying that Trump said we did not have qualified people. We did not have people who could do those jobs. Well, that's not exactly what he said, because I went back and looked at it. He said that we cannot just go to an unemployment office and find people who can work on missiles. And he's absolutely right. Because if you look my way, I have to say, hey, don't look at me. One of the reasons why the Indian people, and listen, can we be Americans? Can we be honest? Can we be honest about something? Okay, can we be honest about something? Now I gotta take a break. I gotta pause for the calls for a second, but I'll come back. We need a moment of honesty, okay, in America right now. And it's our fault that we are here. But we need a moment of honesty, so I got to take a 3-minute break, and I'll be back, and it's called A Moment of Honesty as soon as I come back. Okay, because I don't think we want it. No. I'm only against, okay. Let me get this right before I take my break. I'm not against raising the minimum wage. I'm against raising the minimum wage when it means nothing. Because the minute minimum wage goes up, everything in the city is going up. So did we actually get a raise or not? Gas goes up, rent goes up, groceries goes up, because they know you get more money. So therefore they can get more money. Okay, so that's the problem. No, but if we could have a rent freeze and a price freeze on everything like cars and homes, we may can spend some time and put a little money in the bank. But if they give me a raise, they give me a 5% raise, and the next day everything goes up 6%. Yeah, I'm not any better off. Okay, so anyway, so when we get back here, we're going to have a moment of truth. A moment of truth when I get back. So I got to take a little break. So we'll be back. Hang loose. We'll be back in a couple of seconds. So don't go anyplace. I got something for you, because we don't like being honest in America.
We change the world and history right here where we're from. It's new beginning to you and me, 'cause we're not done. In our city, in our city, in our city, we're not done. I appreciate that.
Okay, enough of that. Enough of that. We're back. Now, the moment of truth in relating to what the president said the other night about jobs. Okay. If you froze rent, people wouldn't rent. Then that'd be their problem. That would be their problem. Since you have more time now taking economics class. I don't need to take an economic class. I'm taking a humanitarian class. And okay, so if they don't want to rent, then don't let them rent. So what's the purpose? Again, if a private person could still rent, okay, because when these apartment complexes just become places to extract money from people's communities without the fear or without the care and concern about the people who live in them, I don't want them to rent it. I wouldn't want to rent from them. I wouldn't want to do that. Okay, so again, what good is renting places if nobody can afford to live in? Okay, and if you just want the rich and famous to live in your apartment complex, then go to New York or Hollywood. I'm sorry, I don't care. But anyway, let's go back to the moment of truth. And the moment of truth is this: the president the other night said that it is not that we don't have people capable of doing these things; we don't have people ready to do these things. A lot of people ready to do these things. The missile, Huntsville, I know is a place up there where people have a lot of rocket science and stuff up there. But let's just face it. If America needed 10,000 rocket scientists today, where would we find them? Okay. So where would we find them right now? We have downgraded our educational expectation for the average child in public school to the point we just want them to show up. We just want him to show up. Okay. If he shows up so we can get our government dollar, that's pretty much what we want. Now we go in there every once in a while and we'll take a couple of kids out, put them in a magnet school, put them in, and if we're lucky, we get our kids in private school. Of course, all private schools are not all that great either sometimes, but the kids I saw the other day at McMillan were kids who are potentially if they keep up the good work, there'll be some of those scholars like we got at Valiant Cross. But our education system in America sucks. It's not about higher expectations. It is about saturation, and that saturation is bodies inside the classroom so they can get a check. Okay, we need a check. Now I I don't know that about that, Willie. I don't know. We need government assistance for child. Well, no, I don't know. That's a tough one because aren't you responsible for your own kids? I mean, aren't you responsible for? I mean, if you know you can't afford them, if you really know you can't afford, then why have them? And seriously, if you and again, that's like being on SNAP. Oh well, what happens if one day the government said, "Ooh, we're gonna cancel that program"? Then what we're gonna do? I mean, really, what we're going to do then? We're going to cancel that program. So, and that's our problem now. We spend too much time depending on government. Although I do get 2 government checks, but I work for them. Yeah, they gave them to me. But the bottom line is that we ought to teach our people about responsibility and having kids. So before you have kids, you need to figure out a way that you can take care of you. Okay, because again, we need government. That's that Democrat stuff right there. If we expected more, there's no reason in the world why once you get out of the 12th grade, you ought not be able to go to work in just about any field that we have. Let me give you an example. Every year, we spend 3 months out of school. Well, okay, that wouldn't work for me because no, that ain't gonna work for me. I don't want to take care of babies, grandbabies or not. That ain't me. So I don't know if that's gonna. I don't know. Grandparents does not mean we want to take care of your kids. You had the 15 minutes of fun to make them. I don't put them on me. Let me see them when I want to see them. Not because you dropped them off, because you can't figure somebody, you don't make enough money to get them to a daycare. Yeah, no. We don't, no, we. But let me make my point. If you go to school for 12 years and you take 3 days off, 3 months off every year, do you know what 3 times 12 is? It's 36. You know how many years that is? That means out of the 12 years you go to school, you're only in school for 9 of those years, which means that we waste 3 years out of 12 to be at home and do nothing. So we should take our kids to the 9th grade, because we could teach them everything. If you go school all year round for 12 years, those last 3 years could be dedicated to a skill of some sort. We don't need 12 years to what we can learn in 9. Okay, so we're just wasting a whole lot of people's time. And in 3 years, if you have the mental capacity, if you have the ability to think and the ability to be educated, you can learn just about anything. You can become a lawyer in 3 years. Okay, in law school. Of course, that's just all theoretical, most of it anyway. So we don't need 12 years is enough time to learn a skill in school and get a high school education. Think about it. We spent 36 months out of all those years in school off doing nothing. So why not have school all year round like some countries do? And that's why they're ahead of us, because we think it's more important to play around for the summer. I'm sorry. Okay, maybe give them a 2-week vacation for Christmas, and that's it. Get back to work, because we have become so easily distracted on things when education is really not important to people anymore. And with AI, you don't even need to go to the building. You can be at home and get your education. You don't even need. We waste a bunch of school buildings. Okay, think about it. 3 months off for 12 years. And that does not even include kindergarten. So you got 3 years out of those 12 where you're not doing anything educationally. Okay. You could do 9th grade, and 9th grade is where you done with high school. And those next 3 years, year-round schools are too. Well, what you think we got now? We got summer school. I don't think it's all in how you manage it. It's all in how you manage it. Why would it cost any more for year-round school than it does now? The school building still got to be paid for. The lights are still on in the classrooms. The lights are still on in college in the place. Why would it be expensive? What would the additional expense come from? Really, we got 3 years. Well, again, I hear what you're saying, but we're not talking about allow them. And let me tell you something. Why we need mega prisons? We need mega prisons because we are not giving the essential information to our children about survival of the fittest. We're not. We are teaching kids things about social justice. We're teaching kids about anatomy backwards. Oh, you think you're a girl? Oh, well, that's okay. You can call yourself whatever you want to. You're going to be you can give yourself your own genderization, okay? Because we teach our kids stupid things rather than things that matter. Yes, Donald.
Things that matter. Is that what we're talking about?
Huh?
I think we need price control on automobile insurance.
I think
Willie called in and asked about that. I pay more for car insurance and home insurance than I do for anything else, but I never hear him bitch about that. Maybe because he gets a kickback on whatever it costs. Hey, what we need to do, especially in black neighborhoods, to get rid of public school. In Chicago, 1 out of 5 only can read Are you there? Or are you playing
Yeah.
music on me?
No, we're here. I had to get the
Only 1 out of 5 kids in Chicago can read and write on average. They spent over $800 million in travel for teachers. You know, it's a fraud. You know, the schools give money to kids for parents who love their kids that can get them out of public school and they can get an education. What's the level of reading in Montgomery? I think it's only like 1 out of 3 can read and write.
Right, but why don't we just take the standards up in public school?
Oh my God! And who's going to force those parents to do that?
Forget
Give
the
the
parents.
ones who care a chance. Don't force them with the ones who don't give a damn.
Right, but here's the problem.
As far as Willie, you know, we need more free this, more free that. Go out to Trenton. Are they charging for you to go to Trenton?
Yeah, I don't know if they're charging that. But
you ever heard of a Pell Grant?
Well, my son, are they still giving them?
90% of the kids at ASU on Pell Grants.
I thought that program was over.
No, it's still Pell Grants.
Oh, well, I don't know.
I guarantee you 90% of them out there at ASU were on Pell Grants.
Well, my son did a dual.
And half of them go out there for arts, you know, that they want to dance for 4 years and then not be able to get a job.
Well, I don't know if that's true, but all right. Hey, appreciate it. My son took a dual course from Lee and Trenton. So the day he graduated, he got a great certificate from Trenton and a high school diploma. Whatever training he took, whatever he was doing out there. And my boy's a lot smarter than I am, so I don't even know what he took. But again, who's going to teach the kids? Okay, our kids need the fear of God. I agree with you. They do. They need to know that God is good and He's everything. I don't have a problem with that. And teachers pay. Let's talk about teachers pay. Teachers get paid by the year. And but they get 3 months off and get the same pay for that year. Does anybody else get that? No. So if you're going to get paid by the year, then work the year. Okay. Let's give them 2 weeks off like we give everybody else. Okay. Give them 2-week vacation every year and everybody gets out of school at the same time for 2 weeks. Bam. But you still only need to go to the 9th grade for high school. And you have a bunch of kids out there that can learn a lot in 9 years. Think about it. We take 3 years off of school every 12 years. We take 3 years off. 3 years. 3 months a year. Yes.
Calvin, why is it that most of the conservative people are the one responding to that comment Trump made?
I don't know. Maybe they misunderstood what he said.
Maybe they heard the same thing I heard. Okay. You keep on going back to the public school kids. Okay. We have these so-called private school now and charter school now kids. So what about these kids that go into college, that graduate from these schools, that went into engineering and colleges, some of the top colleges and universities in the world, and they don't qualify?
But again, no, they don't qualify because
answer my question. They don't qualify. They not good enough. What you saying? We got to. So we got to get the Mexican to come over here and work in the chicken house because Trump complained about the Mexicans taking our jobs. This Trump complained about the Mexicans taking our jobs.
Americans don't want to do the chicken thing.
Let me ask you a question. No. He didn't go. He didn't specifically say that.
Yeah, he did.
But what I'm saying, he complained about they was taking black jobs. So, who jobs are these people taking that he wants to bring in here?
Well, I don't know who job is that.
Talk to me now. He want to have both ways. He want to have it both ways, don't he?
But technology is one of the only fields in the.
Wait a minute now. No. They tell you to dream big and go to school and get your degree in what you want to get it in. And if we got qualified people that came from these private schools that top of their class, they don't qualify, Kevin.
Do you believe that transgenderism
I ain't saying nothing. See, you always going there for your damn backup. I don't want to talk about those people right there.
Yeah, I do.
Let's talk about the subject matter at hand. We don't have engineers that graduated top of their class in their high school and top of their class in their universities of their choice.
Yeah,
we don't. They're not qualified to get these jobs Trump talking about.
Well, I don't know. The question is, how many jobs do we need?
No, let's stick
How
with
many
the subject matter at hand. You saying that Trump was right?
He was
Hell,
right
prove me
about.
that he's right.
Okay, can you go to? Let me ask you a question. Do you actually believe you can go downtown on Court Street or on Southern Bypass and go into the unemployment office and find somebody that can work on a missile?
Somebody can.
I doubt it.
These kids I just named, some of these people I just named that went to the high-tech schools, okay, I'm going to give a credit to the private schools since they done took over everything. We should have some kids in the private schools smart enough.
We should, and we
to work
probably
on
do.
Them,
and those are the
we
ones.
probably do, but that wasn't what Trump was saying. Trump was trying to get that daggone $100,000 damage visa thing. That's what he got his mind on money.
But what he was saying was true. You cannot go to the
no. Well, you say that for anything.
Exactly. But right now we live in a world.
Okay, but okay, all right. So all these kids are going to the private school. You saying they dumb too?
Listen, just because you go to private school don't make you a genius.
No, that's what you guys bragging about, how smart the private schools are and how good they are, how behaving they are, and all the above. Now, come on, now, Cameron.
Let me get down. Let me put it down with dogs.
Make some sense what you're talking about. Make some sense now.
Okay, let me make the sense. First of all, they've already done the experiments. Every child that is born mentally capable can learn anything that he needs to learn. Our problem with public school is that they're not that interested in raising them. They just want to keep them at school so they can get the dollars. Okay.
Well, let's get back to certain matter at hand, though. So we should have enough people in this country that we don't have to take these people $100,000 for a visa to come over here and to do our jobs, taking our jobs. Trump claimed they're taking our American jobs. It's supposed to be America first, right?
Well,
What happened to America first?
Well, I'm going to tell you the same thing my son told me one day. I was sitting there. I'm
asking you what happened. I don't want to hear what your son said. I want you to tell me what happened to America first.
Now, let me give you the problem that in a nutshell. My son came home one day with an algebra test. Wait a minute, calculus.
I heard you say that, but what they got to do with subject matter hand?
Well, because he said he asked me one question. He said, "Can you do this?" He got a C in it, and I'm jumping on him for getting a C. And he looked at me and said, "Can you do it?" I just had to shut up. No.
Well, we got some kids smarter than your son, maybe that can do that thing.
No. He can do it. His thing was I couldn't do it because I didn't know what the hell it was.
Right.
He was absolutely.
Well, you trying to talk, but that's one point I'm trying to make to you. You trying to make the point for everybody, like everybody's stupid. Like we got these engineers in this company that can't do these jobs. Trump claimed that we can't do.
But here's the question. I will tell you, this is absolutely a fact. The expectations of kids in general public school is not the same expectations.
I know. I use the private school kids as an example. So you keep on trying to hawk back to the public school. See, listen, I want to make you understand that we have people in this country that went to these high-tech private schools, these high-tech universities, and all the above, sir.
What about the 3 years?
They know how to do these things.
What about the 3 years I'm telling you about? We could take the last 3 years of those 12, teach people how to do things, and we got and here's what we got to understand: everybody is not capable of doing calculus.
Well, what happened to the term? What happened to your curmudgeon and all these so-called conservatives hollering about American first and American jobs? What happened to that?
I'm with you, but there are some kids.
Trump ain't talking that right now, so go on with that mess, boy. I'm going.
Some kids. And this is what public school just really irks me. All kids are not capable of doing the same things academically. Okay, I was not with my friends in high school. One who became a Supreme Court justice. I was not capable of keeping up with him, but I was better. But I was better because I had an opportunity to sit by him in class and be friends and ask questions. In public school, we want to act like we put our head in the sands and we act like all kids are the same. They are not. There are some kids that are academically gifted, and we have gifted schools. But the problem is, though, in traditional schools, not magnet schools, in traditional schools, we don't want to say that George's a little bit smarter than Joe. And he is. There were a hell of a lot of people in my classroom in high school that were smarter than I was. Well, smarter maybe not be the right word. They were more inclined to be able to understand. Now you can say that because of my upbringing. I lived with 8 of us in the house, and then I didn't do much studying. I was trying to survive. Okay, but we have dumbed down our education system. We have dumbed down our education system. We just have done it. And until we reach a higher level of expectation, and the Rosenthal studies in 1964 have shown us that I'm absolutely right about this. We don't expect much from them. We just don't. We probably need somebody to fill the jails. We probably need somebody to, they got to pick up on Saturday afternoon or Friday night doing some crazy things. The only difference between those kids and those other countries is that they are expected to do their best educationally. In America, we really don't demand, and they demand that their kids do their best. Matter of fact, I thought they demanded it ad nauseum, and they never. And one of the problems I had with some of these people is that they don't let their kids be kids. But maybe I had it all wrong. Maybe they should. Maybe they should make it tougher, make them smarter, so they don't have to have this again. What are we going to do? What are we doing with those 3 years out of the 12? What are we doing with them? We are wasting brain power. We can learn everything in 9 years that we learn in 12. We don't need 12 years of school to get a high school diploma. We need 9 years to do it. Probably some of these kids could get it quicker than that, and then move on to the next level of preparation for life. Okay. So, and I hear you, John. I hear you, and everybody won't make it. Everybody won't make it. Everybody won't get the top job, the office in the corner. Everybody won't get it. But no matter where you end up, you'll still be better than where you are now if the expectations were on you were higher than they are in public school. Okay? And some of our teachers, they have become tired of having to make all of these exceptions for little Johnny and little Leroy. Okay? Again, when you start teaching in class that there's such a thing as a transgender, forget the rest of education. But if you start telling them that that a guy can have a baby, a guy can turn himself into a woman, forget education. It goes against logic, it goes against reason and common sense. And once you get that little bit in there, the rest is already done. Put a fork in. So ask your question through the rest of the day. What about those 3 years? Those 3 years we waste giving kids 3 years, 3 months off a year for 12 years. That's 3 years. We don't need 12 years to finish high school. It's a money-making thing. Okay? It's like buying new clothes when you just got out of school 3 months ago, 2 months ago. Now you got to go to the store and buy new clothes. It's money making. It has less to do with education than it does with money. But anyway, that is just my thinking. But I could be wrong. But I don't think so. The Rosenthal study has already showed us what needs to be done. We need better expectations of our kids in public schools. Okay? They will respond to it. If not, you can put a school across town, call it Dumbasses, and nobody want to go there. That's right, Dumbasses, Dumbasses. Put that school over on the other side of town, but don't nobody want to go to a dumbass school. So we be done with that. I mean, I should run for the Board of Education. That's what I should do. Yeah. Let's do something that we've never done. Let's actually have a 9-year high school thing. And then those last 3 years, we can have 12 years, but those last 3 years are for trade only, whether it's academic trade or whether it's another trade. But anyway, I gotta go now because my time is up. So I gotta go. So but anyway, think about those 3 years. We give kids out of 12 years, we give them 3 years off. And the expectations, my son made me really think of someone. They said, "Can you do this?" And I looked at him like a deer in the headlights. Do what? Calculus. I said, "Well, what? No, I can't do that." So he pretty much said, "Okay, then shut up about it." Okay. Anyway, time's up. We'll see. Who's on tomorrow? Oh, JC Love is supposed to be here on tomorrow. So we'll talk to him hopefully for a few minutes tomorrow and see what's going on at the probate office and see what his plans are for the near future. Okay. So gotta go. But listen, it has been fun talking to you guys today. But just remember, those 3 years. We ought to do something with them. 3 years out of 30, 3 years out of 12 years, we don't teach. Why don't we do something with them? Anyway, falling down never makes you strong. But getting up each and every time you do, well, that's where the strength comes from. So falling is not the problem. Staying down is. Keep getting up. Keep getting up. Have a great day. Oh, what was the word of the day? Oh, what the word of the day was. I'll get another one on tomorrow. See you tomorrow. JC Love's supposed to be tomorrow. We'll talk to him. See ya.
Every moment filled with your warm embrace. Through valleys deep and mountains high, your faith a beacon in the sky. Every trial with lessons wrapped tight in